We have ourselves a new day. It is Wednesday, October the 9th, and Ned is here. I'm here. You're here. Let's get the show started, shall we? We go to Florida because Hurricane Milton, it has strengthened to a Category 5 as it approaches the state.
City of Brantford moving forward with a new sports and entertainment center just for the Brantford Bulldogs.
And Office star Jenna Fisher reveals a secret battle with breast cancer. We knew it was going to be chilly today, and ooh, baby.
So I had the heater on in the car, and I had the bum warmer on too.
Yes.
Because it was just that cold this morning.
And check.
Yeah, you're going to need that, and you're going to need it even more tomorrow morning when we do have the risk of frost tomorrow.
Yeah.
But this morning, not yet. This morning we're sitting at 3 degrees, and it could fall even further because sunrise, another hour and a half almost. So, you know, when you get the overnight hours, the temperature cools, and it takes a while for the heat to establish once the sun comes up, and it continues to get cool until that happens. So the temperature could fall even farther. So 3 right now, climbing to 13 today, which is a fair bit less than we got to yesterday. Yesterday we got to 16, so today even cooler. We will start to climb after this, but it's going to be chilly for the next 24 hours or so. And we do have a chance of a shower later on today. It's about a 40% chance of showers, kind of like what we had yesterday. So we'll talk about that coming up. Quick check on traffic here this morning. We're checking the 403 and Waterdown Road. Looking at that monitor I have over there, it's doing okay. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras, and we'll show you the Red Hill Creek camera, so nothing to see right there. Looks pretty good heading toward the Skyway. Here is the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. That's Toronto bound heading away from us, and then we'll flip ahead to east of 4th, going Burlington into Oakville. We're doing okay so far this morning. So all the details, weather and traffic, and of course what's going on with Milton. We'll dive into that as well. Right now, the news.
Yeah, Brian, let's start right there because, Hurricane Milton slightly weakened early this morning, but it does remain a Category 5 storm. As it barrels towards the Florida Peninsula, the U.S. National Hurricane Center, it pegs Milton's maximum sustained winds at 260 kilometers an hour. However, the storm's wind field should expand before landfall. Now, the center of Milton, it will move across the eastern Gulf of Mexico throughout today. The hurricane is on a path to make a landfall towards Sarasota, so that is just south of Tampa Bay. That is going to happen tonight. Storm surges are predicted to be between 3 to 4.5 meters in some areas. Orlando International Airport says it will cease operations this morning, bracing for Milton's expected hit as a major storm. Walt Disney World announced a number of theme park closures starting today because of Milton. A report released yesterday projects that Disney could lose over $100 million due to this storm. Universal and SeaWorld parks are also closing today.
Another beluga whale has died at Marineland this past July. It is the 4th beluga death at the Niagara Falls Park since November. 16 belugas and 1 killer whale have died at Marineland since 2019. Ontario's Animal Welfare Services, which is part of the Ministry of the Solicitor General, have been investigating the park the last 4 years. A spokesperson for the ministry says animal welfare inspectors have been there 200 times.
A man and woman from St. Catharines, they have been charged following a human trafficking investigation. Niagara police have released photos of 47-year-old Sasha L. Abaid and a 31-year-old Paisley Rose West McClintmont because they believe there may be other victims. In addition to human trafficking charges, Al Abaid is also facing 2 counts of sexual assault. Niagara police say he is a full-patch member of the Hells Angels. The 2 are accused of trafficking a woman in Toronto and Niagara Falls. They were arrested with help from the OPP, Hamilton, Halton, and Toronto police.
There is an increased core patrol in downtown Hamilton. Hamilton police say they've heard the concerns of those who live and work downtown and have expanded their core patrol program to include 2 more officers. So now there is a total of 6 who walk or bike around.
The Core Patrol has been a great addition to the neighborhood. They've brought back a sense of safety and security to our staff, so it's great to see them come in.
So this initiative started last year as a pilot program after a survey found community members felt unsafe in downtown Hamilton and wanted more visible officers. A fire at Brantford's Mohawk Plaza has caused a significant loss. It started just before 2 yesterday morning in a vacant section of the plaza on Colburn Street. It was once home to a popular bowling alley. The fire destroyed 2 empty units and 2 businesses. The Army, Navy, and Air Force Club was one of them. Crews spent much of the day trying to put that fire out.
I'm completely devastated about this. We've been working incredibly hard to make sure that our building is suitable for the public to use, for veterans and their families to use.
Now, there's no word yet how that fire started, or there's no estimate of damages just yet. Brantford City Council is moving forward with a $140 million plan to build a new sports and entertainment center for the Brantford Bulldogs. Simone Gavros joins us from that future location this morning with the details.
Well, this was announced yesterday at the special council meeting, and Brantford Bulldogs owner Michael Andlauer says that he's happy to hear about City Councilor's decision to move forward with the plan to build this new entertainment and sports arena that will be located right here on Market Street South. Now, yesterday he released this statement following that special meeting saying, quote, "Tonight's council decision to move forward with a new sports entertainment center confirms that bringing our OHL Bulldogs here was the right decision. We look forward to the next steps to build a new opportunity for the city of Brantford and the community." Now, the arena will be built next to the Civic Center on Market Street South, and the city expects it to generate $13.2 million in annual economic activity, while also creating about 100 jobs. It's going to be the new permanent home for the Brantford Bulldogs, which would add another estimated $4.8 million annually. Now, the arena will have over 5,000 seats and be able to hold a number of other events, including concerts and conferences. And construction is expected to begin in 2026, with an anticipated opening date in 2028. Now, the final approval of the arena is going to be made in a city council meeting on October 29th. For now, Tim, I'll send things back to you.
Thanks, Mel. That's great news for the city of Brantford. That leads us right into Sportsline and let the NHL season begin. Excuse me for a second. Want to make sure it's just dramatic because the NHL season is upon us. Maple Leafs kick things off tonight in Montreal against the Habs with a very good team once again. Good enough to get out of the first round and make a cup run? We'll chat about that in the spring. In the meantime, hockey is back.
The Utah Hockey Club in their inaugural season. Kesselring carries it across, drops one, shot, score! Dylan Guenther lights the lamp. Utah on the board first. Their first ever goal by number 11.
Yeah, answer to the trivia question, who scored the Utah Hockey Club's first ever goal? That would be Canadian junior alum Dylan Guenther. He lights the lamps for Utah in their opener against the Chicago Blackhawks. Rocking atmosphere inside the Delta Center that is made for the NBA. So right now it can only fit 11,000 hockey fans, something they'll have to work on. But the on-ice product looks pretty good as they have a number of young players, as they are the former Arizona Coyotes. Guenther would score twice. Utah wins their opener 5-2. To Florida, where the Panthers' Stanley Cup celebration did go ahead in Sunrise with Milton looming. It was a party as they raised the first ever Cup banner into the rafters after beating Edmonton in 7 games. Many are also predicting that these two could be back in the same spot come June. Last night the Bruins were in town, and this one all FLA. They would score 4 times in the first period, then hold on for the 6-4 win to kick off their season. But there was big news after the Panthers win. Waterdown's Carter Verhaeghe, who was set to become a free agent at the end of the season, he's going to be staying in South Florida for the next 8 years. The former Ice Dog and 2-time Cup champ put pen to paper on an 8-year, $56 million deal, giving him $7 million a year. Verhaeghe is entering his 5th season with the Panthers and coming off a 34-goal, 72-point campaign, capped off with lifting Lord Stanley and then bringing it back to Waterdown in the summer.
Can Kerkering do the same for the Phillies? Marte hits it into center field. That gets down. Nimmo scores. Here comes Alonso. Marte delivers. It's 4-0 Mets.
Oh, what can you say about these Miracle Mets? They have something special cooking in these baseball playoffs. Are now a win away from the National League Championship Series after taking down their rivals from Philly at a rockin' Citi Field. The Mets would blow things open in the 6th and 7th, beat the Phils 7-2. They are a win away from the NLCS. They can get there with a win at home tonight.
On an 0-2 pitch, a missile. Fernando Tatis Jr. electric.
Same can be said for the San Diego Padres, who are led by Fernando Tatis Jr., who hit his 3rd home run. Love that. Camera angle. Hit his 3rd home run in the series to cap off a 6-run 2nd inning. Now, former Blue Jay Teoscar Hernandez made things close. He hit a grand slam for the Dodgers in the very next inning, making it 6-5, but that is close as the Dodgers would come. Shohei Ohtani and LA, they can be sent home later tonight with a Padres win. And let's finish with the WNBA as the finals are all set. The Minnesota Lynx are off to the Big Apple to face the New York Liberty after beating the Connecticut Sun in the 5th and deciding game. Chatham's Bridget Carlton had a quiet night with only 2 points, but her Lynx, who were the 2nd best team in the league this season, they travel to New York to try for their 5th title when the series gets started tomorrow night against the top-seeded Liberty.
11 minutes after 6 o'clock, let's get you going into this Wednesday morning, 9th of October. I'm going to go quickly through traffic because I want to spend a little more time on weather. Nothing happening at the 403 and Waterdown Road. That's our camera. So as we flip through some MTO traffic cameras, I can show you that there's nothing going on here east of Lake, all the way through the Red Hill Valley Parkway, east of Brand Street, through Ford Plant, and nothing in Etobicoke Creek. Okay, right to our forecast here. Temperature at the moment, yay, we've come up to 4 degrees. Okay, so the temperature didn't slip, it went up, so that's good news. Winds are light, relative humidity right up there at 100%. For school today, a little cooler than yesterday, but same conditions. Sun, clouds, sun this morning, and then chance of showers later, but a bit of a wind, northwest 30 gusting to 50. We've got another low pressure system descending its way down across the province and toward the east, and it's going to give us that instability. But that ridge of high pressure is going to get us back into sunshine. I want to go right to Milton. Here's Milton, Category 5, 260 kilometers an hour wind. Now, I did a deep dive on that. That is exactly how fast a skydiver falls to the earth going head first. 260 kilometers an hour. It's going to dip a little bit as it hits toward Tampa, but it's still going to cause horrendous storm surge anywhere from Tampa right straight down through Cape Coral, through Sarasota. Storm surge of about 4 to 5 meters. That's over 15 feet, and the winds are going to continue to be very strong and really heavy rain as it goes off to the east coast. So today, here in southern Ontario, chance of a shower, temperatures anywhere from 13 to 16 degrees, some sunshine this morning. Tonight, oh, it's going to be cool. 3 for Niagara, risk of frost. 2 to 0, Hamilton to Brantford. 3, 4, and 6 for Halton, Peel, Toronto. And tomorrow, we'll start to climb a little bit. We'll be a mainly cloudy sky. Temperatures 14, 15, and 16 degrees. So, out the door this morning, at least we've come up a degree. That's good news. We're now sitting at 4, skies mainly clear. Long range coming up at 10.
Okay, thanks very much.
My plants are happy. They came inside last night.
They're going, and they're releasing all the bugs. And all the bugs are going, ooh, it's warm in here.
It's nice. Oh, we're gonna have a good winter in here.
Yeah.
All right,
where can we hide?
Coming up after the break, checking in with Emily with a preview of what's happening in Chit Chat. Also in business news, homeowners can now see climate risk data when looking for a home on Zillow. That and more in 2.
Let's check in now with Emily Vukovich. What's coming up in Chit Chat?
Hi, good morning. Okay, Timothée Chalamet has a brand new trailer out for his new movie of Bob Dylan. I guess it's kind of like an autobiography.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what, it's not like a biopic.
No, it's an autobiography.
I would say it's an autobiography.
Yeah.
So Dylan has worked on it?
I think he's helping to produce it.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's an autobiography.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's correct. I believe that Dylan is helping to produce it.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll discuss.
Okay.
I'll find out more details. Jenna Fisher from The Office reveals her breast cancer diagnosis, and of course October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we're going to discuss a little bit about that. And new Liam Hemsworth and Laura Dern movie on Netflix. It's quite steamy.
Okay. We'll see you at that big red couch over there in a little bit. Into business news right now, we always start with a look at the numbers. Our Canadian dollar, that's where we start. It's down 8 basis points on this Wednesday, trading into 73.14 cents US. Gold down, whoa, check that. Gold up $2, 26.33.30 an ounce. Crude oil also up 44 cents, 74.01 a barrel. Hey, off to Europe we go. Hello, Europe. Markets are up in London, but down in Frankfurt and up a titch in Paris.
Markets were up today in Tokyo, but down in Hong Kong and Shanghai, all by triple digits. Checking North American markets, the TSX was down 30 points, but there were triple-digit gains on Wall Street.
All right, let's get into business news on this Wednesday morning. And as natural disasters intensify across the U.S. and recent flooding in Canada, potential buyers may be evaluating climate risks when searching for a new home. So that's why Zillow, they launched a feature last month that highlights how vulnerable a property for sale might be to extreme climate events. This tool is also available to buyers in Canada. The real estate website teamed up with climate modeling company First Street for the data on this. So it shows flood, wildfire, wind, heat, and air quality risks on individual listings or through color-coded maps. And the feature also estimates a home's risk 15 and 30 years into the future, which are typical lengths of fixed mortgages.
Condo inventory is rising in most Canadian markets as more sellers list their units ahead of growing demand expected from buyers. A report from RE/MAX Canada found that BC's Fraser Valley led year-over-year inventory growth in the first 8 months of the year, with nearly 59% more condos for sale. That was followed closely by the Greater Toronto Area and by Calgary. Now, the Toronto area was the only region where the average condo price actually dropped in the last year. Calgary led the way for the average price growth of just over 15%.
Canada's trade deficit, it grew in the month of August as low oil prices caused a drop in exports. StatsCan, they reported a merchandise trade deficit of $1.1 billion for the month. This compares to a revised deficit of $287 million in July, which was initially reported as a surplus of $684 million. Total exports, they dropped by 1% to $64 billion, while total imports edged up a titch to 0.3% to $65 billion in August.
A strike by the Machinists Union at Boeing is almost to the 1-month mark. Federally mediated talks this week have ended and no new talks are set. Operations at Boeing have been halted since September the 13th. It's estimated that this strike is costing the company $1 billion a month. The union says Boeing is at fault for not making an acceptable offer. A previous tentative agreement before the strike was nearly unanimously rejected by the 33,000 members. Boeing says it's trying to reach a deal to end the walkout.
TikTok facing more legal pressure in the United States. 14 states, they filed lawsuits claiming that the social media platform, it harms children's mental health. The lawsuit, they allege that TikTok users, they use an addictive content recommendation system that puts profit over safety. They claim it's designed to keep minors on the app as long as possible, which helps the company boost revenue from selling targeted ads. They cited TikTok's endless scrolling feed of content, its challenge videos, and late-night push notifications that can disrupt sleep. The complaint also alleges that TikTok's so-called beauty filters can cause body image issues and other mental and physical health disorders. TikTok said it believes its platform is safe for kids and that it offers safety features like screen time limits and optional parental oversight tools.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break right now. It sounds like by the sound of your stomach, you need something to eat.
You heard the little grumble, did you?
A little grumble there. Brian is going to be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
6:24, here we go into this Wednesday morning, looking at the QEW and 7th. Traffic, first of all, here. No problems through St. Catharines at all. Coming up to the Burlington Skyway Bridge, starting to see some brake lights as you head down toward North Shore Boulevard in the distance, but really nothing going on there. East of 4th still looks good. Lauren Park, no problems through Mississauga, and the 403 at Burnham Thorpe up from the Ford plant. doing okay so far today, so we'll keep you posted. Let's check our temperatures that we have. At least we've come up a degree from last hour. We were 3, we're now 4. Mississauga 5, 7 Grimsby. Toronto sitting at 8 degrees to start the day. So seasonals this time of year, 5 for the overnight low. So we are below seasonal to start the morning. We got to 16 yesterday. 15 is seasonal. We won't quite get there today. Those are our sun times and records for today. Yeah, sun doesn't come up till 7:27. So for school today, we should be 8 degrees by the first bell. Lots of sunshine this morning. Then this afternoon, there's that bit of cloud cover pushing in. Chance of a shower. Temperature at the high of 13. So that's how the day shapes up. Bit of a wind will pick up as well from the northwest. Tonight, down to 2 degrees. There is risk of frost. Hamilton into Niagara as well. Their temperature will dip to 3, and other areas away from the lake 0. Tomorrow, fairly cloudy and 15. We could see a bit of sunshine. Sun for Friday and 19. Sunny again with a bit of cloud cover on Saturday and 16. Sunday, we're looking at clouds and 12, and then we settle in at 10 with chance of showers for Thanksgiving Day and into Tuesday. That's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
Okay, this was quite the grudge match in Alaska. 2 heavyweight brown bears from a national park in that state were left standing at the end of Fat Bear Week.
I just looked it up. It is a thing. I don't know you could say that, but yeah, I guess you can. 128 Glazer took on a dominant male 32 Chunk in a head-to-head vote to see who the fattest bear of the year was. Brown bears, they get rather large to survive, and Fat Bear Week is an annual tournament that celebrates their success in preparation for winter hibernation. So they're doing it for a good reason. Now the competition did come with, and there was a little bit of drama earlier this year. One of Glazer's cubs was injured by Chunk and actually passed away.
Oh,
yeah, that's not good. There's a feel-good story. It's small comfort, though, but the mama bear beat Chunk by almost 40,000 votes, and she is the first working mom to ever be crowned.
Look at the difference in how they prepare.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
That is something. I apologize if you're listening to our podcast, but it is something. There's definitely, I don't know. It's hard to say how much weight was put on there as they get ready for hibernation.
Pack on the pounds because you have to.
Got to.
It's a survival thing.
She's a long winter. Okay, doesn't feel like that today. Don't want to go that far.
No.
There's a chill in the air, though, as Brian warned us.
Get ready to hibernate.